You're listening to In the Room podcasts with Rima and Rachel.
Hey, everybody, I'm Rachel.
And I am Rima.
And you are joining us in the room. Rima, how are you doing today? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm hoping no airplanes fly by while we record today. They're out and
That's okay.
about.
That's real life. I'm choking on my tea, so
It's
keep
fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm doing good. Life is good here. I am celebrating a milestone birthday this weekend.
talking. What?
And yeah, I know.
You don't have to tell us what it is.
I'm not going to tell you, but I'm
That's okay.
celebrating a milestone one. And I went to Pilates today
Yeah.
and nobody showed up, so I got a private lesson and she worked me so hard and it was so good. And then I told her what my milestone birthday was, and of course she looked at me and she said, "There's no way. You look amazing and you worked out so good." And I left just kind of going, "Woohoo!"
I love
You
that.
kind of just every once in a while you need a little boost, like to
Absolutely.
just kind of go, okay, I'm still okay. I'm not a walking mummy yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. So
Thank the Lord for that.
yeah, so there you have it. So
It's
I'm
coming.
good today. I'm good today.
I did a thing the other day. I was
Uh-oh.
moving some stuff around,
What'd you
and
do?
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh
Listeners won't be
yeah.
able to see it,
It's
but
on
it
your
was
finger.
totally one of those kind of, that I feel like as you're getting older and your
Oh my
skin is
gosh,
getting
yes.
thinner and you
Yes.
get those those
Yes.
blood vessel things under
Yes.
your skin, and I was like,
and you know what? It's going to stay for a while. It
It's
doesn't go
already
away
been.
as fast.
It's already been since like Friday of last week,
Oh
and
man.
today is Wednesday. Yeah. So I've
These
had
are
it.
the things and these are the moments in life. But you know what I'm learning? When I woke up this morning, I thought to myself, at some point, and I think maybe I'm getting to that point, but I don't
Yeah.
know. You just get to a place where you go, it really is okay to get older. It really is. And I wasn't there before. And I think I'm starting to embrace the fact that you're only as old as you feel, right? And
Right.
you're only right, whatever that saying is. Oh no. But I feel like I'm okay with it now. Like I'm okay. And I'm still going to trajectory. Why can't I say words correctly? I always make
Because
up
what was
words.
that thing about getting
What was it
older?
the other episode we did? Well, anyway, yeah, in Rima's words. But I feel like, I think it's something you have to come to. And I think people have expectations like, okay, when I get older, I should be comfortable in my own skin and that's not true for everyone. Like
Yeah, that's
sometimes
true.
you're not, and sometimes you're never, and sometimes you're always striving for that. But I got to a place this morning where I thought, you know what? I'm okay with my age. I want to be young at heart. I want to be healthy. I
Yeah.
want to keep doing things, but I'm kind of learning that there might be certain things now that I just take it easier on.
Yep.
Like I played pickleball and I'm not going to dive for the ball every time. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it could take me out. And instead of just trying to prove to myself that I'm not old, I kind of need to embrace the fact that I'm not old, but my body isn't going to respond the same way it did. And that needs to be okay. Like, because I think that's where you get in trouble is when you are like going to defy the odds of your age. And that doesn't usually work out really well.
Yeah, and you end up hurting yourself. One of the like phenomenons that I've started noticing is that, I mean, I don't know if you would call it reverse judgment, but
Okay.
it's some kind of a thing that I've started doing where I see someone who hasn't had any work done,
Okay.
and
That would be me.
and that would be me too, both of us, but is maybe a decade or a couple of decades older than I am, and they're okay wearing their tank tops and, they're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
crepey skin and stuff like that, and I don't look at them and go, "Oh, geez, like, put a cover up
Right.
on." I look at them and go, "I wanna be like that. I wanna feel
Okay.
that good about myself." So I feel like and maybe it's still I don't know if it's a good judgment. Do you call it judgment?
No,
What do you call it?
I think it's good, and it's so crazy you said
Like
that. So
admiration.
I was in the car the other day with a girlfriend who will remain unnamed,
Sure.
um, and we saw someone wearing something that I would say my mom would say is very unflattering,
Yes.
okay?
That was a
Um
word I grew up with or a term that I
Right,
grew up with
very
my whole
unflattering,
life.
and so
Very
I
unflattering.
kinda looked and she made a comment kinda like, maybe she should really rethink wearing that or something like that. And I stopped and I said, it's funny you said that because I used to think that way too. And I think it's a generational thing. Our parents, or at least my parents, were very much into like the Hollywood scene,
Yeah.
the glamour, the movie star era,
Yeah.
and everything was always put together, the women were always put together and, all of that, and so I kind of was raised like that with a lot of that discussion behind me, what to wear, what to look like, when to put on lipstick, and so I think you preform some judgments from that, and I sat there and said, looking at my pudgy little self when I was younger,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
in my teens when I was going through whatever,
Yeah.
I I remember and even when I had my first children and I was just heavier, I remember all of us moms going to like Hurricane Harbor with our boys. And I remember a lot of our girlfriends wearing bikinis. I mean, we were in our
Yeah.
40s, late 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
They're wearing bikinis and I'm pulling out a tankini because I'm so embarrassed because I gained weight and I couldn't get it off and I wasn't as tall and thin as them and I wish I wanted to wear a bikini. I wanted to tan my stomach.
Yeah.
I wish I had had enough confidence to say what does it matter?
Right.
But I think that this new generation coming in, whether you call it reverse judgment or whether it's a generational thing that's happening while we're here, I feel like it's changing. There was a commercial on the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but I forget it was I don't know what commercial it was for. But the guy came on and he's like a nurse or something but it was all about body shaming and he's like, "Don't judge me by my weight. I have a great job. I have a career. Just because
Yeah.
I look like this doesn't mean there's something wrong with me." And it's it's so interesting because it's like, why do we have to project negativity on somebody else? I think we do it probably because I'm not saying I want to go out with my stomach hanging out if I don't feel like it, but I shouldn't be shamed if I do,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah. 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 I agree. I agree. So I'm trying to embrace as I get older, because I am starting to notice I have lost weight. We've mentioned it
Right,
before. I have lost a lot of weight in the last few years and I am noticing that my skin is not bouncing back the way that
right.
I had.
When you were younger, yeah,
Yes, yes, I'm like, where are my collagen supplies? They're depleted because
yeah,
I am getting so from that, I am getting crepey skin and things that are not falling quite right because there's not that layer that I had underneath a couple years ago.
yeah.
And so but I'm thinking, we're going to Hawaii
Okay,
because that's where my grandbaby is. We're going to Hawaii in little over a week. And I'm thinking, you know what? I don't care that my arms are a little hangy. I am not going to care because I want to be in the water with that little girl.
yeah,
I want to be in pictures with that little girl. Guess what? She's going to look at pictures of her Grammy
She's not gonna care what you look
40
like.
years from now, when
Yeah.
I'm no longer around, and she's not gonna be like, "Oh, look at Grammy's skin." She's
Look at
gonna
her
be
crepey
like,
skin. Look at her.
she's not
Yeah,
gonna
she's
say
not.
that, you know?
No.
She's gonna be like,
"Oh, I
"Aw,
miss my Grammy."
Grammy," you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm really trying to, as the years go by, just kind of embrace a new mentality because some of the women in my life that are older have had a very difficult time with that, and I'm just like, I'm over it. Now, I'm not gonna not put on my face lotion. I'm not gonna
Right.
not do my red light therapy. I'm gonna still do those things because at any age I wanna look and feel my best. But I think I am admiring those and just, yes, admiring anyone that can do that, but recently it's been, women over a certain age
Yeah.
that are just like, "You know what? Screw it. I'm at this musical festival. It's 100 degrees out. I'm wearing a sleeveless dress,
Yeah.
and I don't care that my arms are a little crepey."
But let me ask you something. So this is
Yeah.
kinda interesting because like, people like Diane Keaton,
Yeah.
Sally Fields, like, people that have blatantly really stayed away from major work.
Yeah.
They really wanted to age gracefully. Um, and then you have other people like Martha Stewart, who has done like a gamut of stuff. And she looks great too. And I'm not saying she doesn't, but I remember a long time ago, gosh, I don't know where we were, but anyway, a speaker came and she was from the news. Anyway, basically, she was talking about aging in the industry, right? In the film industry,
Yeah.
and how difficult that was because slowly she wasn't getting called for parts. Um, or in order for her, I think she was a news anchor, and they
Okay.
had said, really and truly, like, you want to stay on the morning news, you need to go and like get a facelift. Like you've got to have fresh. They're not going to want to, and I'm just wondering, like, it's not my world. So if somebody's telling me I need a facelift just to get up in the morning, go to the market, sorry. But you're in that world. Like,
Yeah.
and I know that you're saying now, but I mean, how do you wrap your head around that? If something came by and they were like, listen, this is a big deal and, this is going to take you to a whole different level, but we need you to, look a little younger. Like, I'm just asking, like,
How would
would
I
you
personally
consider
deal
it?
with that? I
Yeah,
would
I
be
mean,
like I would be like,
heck yeah.
you're paying for it.
Okay, and
If
if
you
they
pay
did?
for it." Yeah. I
Okay,
totally I
okay,
mean, I still totally would.
okay. I was just curious
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
still totally would because like I said, at any age I wanna look and feel my best and, we've talked
if
about, like,
somebody pays for it.
if somebody pays for it, I would have no problem doing that. But I
Right,
think again, there needs to be kind of like no judgment in that, you know? Like
agreed.
I just if you wanna do it, great. If you don't, great. Okay, so I'm gonna differentiate here a little
Okay,
bit, and this may totally throw our listeners off. Me being in a bathing suit with my granddaughter and my crepey arms is
yeah,
totally different than how I feel being on camera.
I get
Being
that,
on camera, I would have a problem with my crepey arms.
unless they wanted you to play an old lady with crepey
Unless
arms.
they wanted me to play an old lady with crepey arms. Now, I do have I look younger, on than what my age is, and so that can be difficult sometimes because I feel like my neck is definitely starting to get a little funky. And so that just, like, to catch up with the rest of my face, I
Right?
would have a little neck work done, like, I don't want my
Okay,
face to match my neck,
okay,
but I want my
okay.
neck to match my face.
Got it,
And
okay.
this is such a weird conversation. Where did
It
we go today?
I
I don't
don't
even know,
know.
but we're going with it.
We're going with it.
I I I would like I would like that. So I get called in for things where I'm playing, someone that's potentially a decade younger than me. and that's where I'm like, you know?
Yeah.
Fortunately, there are, tricks and tools of the trade that can help with that a little bit. There's all sorts of
Yeah.
Hollywood secrets that can help with
Sure.
that, so I'm grateful for that, but yeah, in my real everyday life, I feel like I would be a little more open to just letting it all hang out than I would
Yeah.
in my on-camera life, and I feel like even as I'm saying it, that that could be too because I haven't had the longevity that
Right.
Sally Fields has had,
Sure.
so I feel like I wanna be able to be in this arena for as long as possible, and if that means looking a little bit younger so that
Yeah.
I can play roles longer, I'm I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So, I don't wanna get,
It's
like
interesting, like, how I think I've had a hard time trying not to be judgmental when I see someone who's had so much work and it's so artificial looking. And
Right.
I wonder in my brain, like, why? I'm not saying I'm looking at them going like, "Oh my gosh, you're ugly," or "Oh my gosh, you look like a skeleton," or whatever. I
Yeah.
might think it, but a little because it's just odd to me to see like the human body so plasticized. And I
Yeah.
know you know what I'm talking about. There are some people out there where it's literally like they don't look fully human.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so etched out and for their age it's unnatural. It looks almost a little creepy. And it's like I think two things happen. One, we see that kind of horrifies me a little to not get work done because I don't want to go there. But I also think there's a huge addiction.
Yes.
And I'm going to really say addiction in the true sense of addiction to plastics and plastic surgery. And I think once you get it started, you can't it's more the eyebrow has to get higher, the eyes have to get more brighter. That even if you're not sagging and failing, you just keep chiseling down to I don't know what, but it's like you can't get young enough. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
I think it's a psychological issue because I
I
think
think
there's
it's
something.
absolutely psychological, Rima. I think you're right. It's like that body dysmorphia.
Yes.
Yeah. There,
Yes.
whereas that maybe affects people in an eating disorder. I'm guessing too it also affects people in, the plastic surgery where they just have to keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, if you are in your 70s and you've had a little work done and you look great and you look, all of that, that's one thing. But where it gets to the point where it has so disfigured you, I think there can be the potential of some sort of dysmorphia illness there,
Yeah.
addiction, where they are so it's almost sad because they can't see how beautiful they are
Right.
naturally or,
Which is
you know
so hard for me to like. Do you remember when people were actually changing their faces to be anime?
there are some people that have done
Like,
that.
for real anime, like, I
Mhm.
mean, they're changing
Yes.
the entire structure of their face, their
Yes.
eyes, the whole
Mhm.
deal, because
Yeah.
that's a pretty look for them. They
Yeah.
like that look, and they want to resemble that, and that's kind of what we do every day. We put on makeup, we change the color of
Right.
our hair because we like what we're turning into. I think it would be really interesting, I mean, not that we're bringing people on our show, but, um, I think it would be really interesting to talk to, like, some psychologists and find out, like, why what could we do to make ourselves appreciate who we are and how we were created? Like, is that a societal thing that's pushed people to want to look like something else? Is that just psychological issues from growing up? Or is it something that we're constantly looking to strive for because we don't, and I'm going to come back to the getting older, we don't want to age. We
Yeah.
want to stay youthful. We don't want to start thinking that our life is going to go. downward and that everything's going to sag. We really want to have other people look at us as though we're youthful. And I think that's that's part of the issue with aging is that the perception that people like in my mind it was the perception that people if they knew I was older than they thought I was would treat me differently like okay um she's getting older or she just care like treat me more carefully or
Yeah,
expect me to like forget things or and that's not necessarily the case. And
right.
so I think but talking my brain out of it and just being able to say, "I'm okay with my age, and I don't care telling you how old I am, and if you're shocked, great." But there's that inside of, like, trying to make ourselves more youthful or feel youthful so that other people will respond to us differently. Like, maybe it would be nice if somebody pulled out a chair for me and said, "Oh, would you wanna sit down?" But then again, sometimes I'm kind of insulted because 'cause I'm like, "I'm not that old, like, I don't need to be sitting down. I could stand longer than you." Like, I don't
Right.
know. So, it's just a thing, I guess.
And I think even, like, in what you just said, it's a two-way street. If someone is doing something nice for you because they see you as older, like, I think the way that we accept that too can really kinda set the temperature, if you're like,
Right?
"I don't need you to do this for me. I can
I
do it
would
myself,"
right.
then that's one thing.
"Back off, you little
But if you're
young
like, "Oh,
whippersnapper."
I
No.
love how," "I don't need you to help me down the stairs. I can get
Yeah.
down the stairs my myself."
Yeah,
You
and we
know,
know
um,
plenty of people that have done
we
that.
do, we do, we do, and I don't think people are trying to be offensive, and, so I think, part of that is the perception on our end
Right.
of what do people think of me, but I think everything that you had said about talking to a like, and is it society?
Mhm.
Is it self-esteem? Maybe things that were said to people when they were growing up.
Right.
I think it's all of the above. Certainly, we don't have degrees in psychology, but I think it's just kind of a no-brainer
Yeah.
that it could be all of the above, and so it's so funny though because even as we're kind of embracing this new world of love yourself, you
Mm.
are beautiful, and things like that, the media still tells you a completely different
Different story.
story.
Yep.
So we've got one agenda here that is all about self love, self care. You
Yeah.
are beautiful as you are. And then we have this whole other agenda of be better, strive harder, look
Wear these
better,
clothes
wear these
because you need
clothes,
to look
do these
better and
things, be
right.
thinner, be more
I mean,
beautiful,
you're on
get your lips
Instagram.
done, all of
Everything on
that.
Instagram is all like, pull this up, this works,
Yeah.
and half the
Yeah.
influencers don't even know what they're talking about. They're just putting the products out there because they're
Right.
like 15
Yeah.
and, they don't have a wrinkle. But it is interesting. I've been thinking a lot. So this is what happens when you do get a little bit older. You start thinking about your parents. And so my parents are both passed. And so I've been thinking a lot about like my mom, um, when she was my age and trying to look back and remember, like, did she act way older than me? I kind of feel like she did, but I'm also a different personality than her.
Sure.
But she embraced, like, she'd get out of a car and somebody would say, "Ma'am, can I have your hand?" And instead of her just going, "No, I'm okay," which is what I do, she would put her hand in that young man's hand and say, "Well, thank you very much."
Yeah.
She embraced all the attention, all the direction. People didn't treat her like she was some old lady. They
Right.
just were respectful, and she embraced it like a Hollywood queen.
Yeah,
And I
she
thought,
did.
I kinda think I'm gonna try to, like, embody that. I kinda think I wanna go into this next phase of life and go, if I get out of a car and somebody hands me their hand and I can definitely step off the bus or whatever, but somebody gives me a hand, I'm gonna say, "Thank you so much,"
Yeah.
and just embrace it instead of my brain telling me the I can't believe, like, they can't think I can't get off this bus by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I've definitely
But
embraced
you
the
know what? But
doors
I
being
don't
open. I
think
love
but
that.
look, and I'm sure we've talked about this too, but also that's us creating a story.
Yeah,
Because we don't know what they're thinking, and maybe they are just being kind, and maybe they would do it if you were 75 or if you were 35
that's true.
because it's a big step and they're just trying to be kind. Like
Yeah,
when did kindness become offensive?
yeah. That's good. I don't know, but it has.
And it's
In some instances, it
crazy.
has,
Yes.
and it's not okay. I
No,
think we need to give people more credit for being kind than to constantly look for an agenda behind the kindness.
yeah. Yeah, like, "Oh, you think I'm old, so I can't go down these stairs by
Right.
myself,
Or
and
what
so"
do you want from me? Like,
you
if
know?
somebody's
And
being kind,
so
it's like, "You must
yeah.
want something from me." What? It's like,
Yeah.
"No."
Like, when did we have that mentality shift instead of
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I am 35, and yeah, it's a big step, and yeah, it's raining, so yeah, I will take your hand so I don't fall in the mud,
Yeah.
because you're a stranger, but you're being kind to me," instead of like,
Exactly.
"Ew, don't touch me, I don't want
Right.
that," you know?
Yeah.
No. Like, we again, it's so weird because we're pushing this kindness, be kind agenda, but then when people are kind to us, we push them away.
Yeah.
What
Or
is
we think
that?
that there's a motive behind it, or there's an insult behind it, or
Yeah.
and there I think out of our whole discussion today that this whole, like, I love when you're saying kindness, because I think today we've kind of just talked about, like, how to be kind in our thoughts about other people, how to be kind to other people and not worry about offending them. So don't be
Oh,
afraid to help somebody across the street if you think they need help. If they get offended,
yeah.
that's on them. But I think when the motivation comes from pure kindness, pure consideration, um, then there's no fault. And it's on us to try to look at that with gratitude. Like, if somebody's going to hold out their
Right.
hand and help me or open a door for me, that's gratitude. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really
Yeah.
sweet of you. Thank you. I had a bunch of stuff in my hands. I could have gotten it, but I'm sure glad you opened it for me. Um,
Yeah.
as opposed to getting the whole, like, I don't need your help. Don't
Right.
touch me. I don't know you. You're a
Right.
stranger danger, blah,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
I
I mean, not
think
that I want like strangers, touching me really, but
no,
just for the sake of argument,
I
you
agree.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. Or taking a compliment when somebody gives you one and not having to just just show a little more kindness.
Yeah. Boy, that's been a big one for me too to learn is like when someone gives me a compliment to just say thank you, instead of like, oh, well, I really didn't,
Yeah.
if you do a job well done, they're like, hey, like this was really great. Oh, well, I didn't really work that hard on it. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, I don't
Why?
know.
I
Again,
know.
like,
Why do we
why?
diminish it?
Gosh, we diminish ourselves. We diminish
Yeah.
the way we look, we diminish the things we do instead of just accepting someone saying something nice about us or doing
Right.
something nice for us. I just yeah,
Yeah.
it's so crazy to me how duplicitous society has become. We're
Yep.
preaching this one agenda, but we're pushing it away with the other, hand. It's just like
Yeah.
it's so strange, like,
I
very I
know.
don't know, the mentality of that is, it's very interesting. I
Well,
don't know
I'm
how we got
going
there.
into this next year embracing it all
Yay!
and happy. And I'm going to take the compliments when I get them. Far
Yeah,
and few, maybe,
yeah.
but that's okay.
No.
I'm going to take the doors that are opened for me. I'm going to I might reject the "Would you like to sit down?" But I'll definitely thank the person and say, "Thanks so much. I'm good, but thank you. That was very kind of you." I think it's really important to
Mhm,
acknowledge when
mhm.
people are going to step out and give a compliment or do something that we just learn to be a little kinder and
Yeah,
and easier on ourselves. There are days that
yeah.
we're just not going to feel really good. We're going to go out, we're going to feel crummy, we're going to feel like nothing worked. That's okay too, but just be kinder to ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
that.
I love that too. Thanks,
Mm.
Rachel.
Yeah. Thanks, Rima, for having this amazing conversation.
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm
not gonna diminish it,
excited.
and I'm gonna say, yes, it was amazing. Thank
It
you.
was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Are you gonna do something special for your birthday?
Okay, so before we end this episode, I did something really fun. Um, a bunch of girlfriends and I got together and we went to dinner and had dinner and drinks. And then um, my sweet friend planned the whole thing. And then we went across the street to the game show experience.
What is that?
Okay, so it's connected to an escape room. So there's an escape room and then there's this thing called a game show experience. And I don't know if you have them where you live, but
I've never heard of it.
okay, so you go in and you put fictitious names on and they divide you up into two teams and they bring you into a studio and they've got the music and they have an actual MC that comes out and
Oh
they
my
divide
gosh.
you up with the buzzers and the whole thing and you can play like 3 or 4 games like Wheel of Fortune or they name them different things but they're the same type of
Right,
game.
right, right.
And you're you win a trophy at the end and they've got the music and the whole thing going and spin the wheel and it is definitely fun to do it if you've had a drink or two, which is really even more fun. Um, but it was just so fun, and you know me,
Yep.
I love being on game shows, and I've been on several, and it's just a hoot, and I love it. And so it was just really fun for me to do that, or for her to think of that for me because I love game shows so much. I don't like watching them at all. Can't
Okay.
stand watching game shows, but I love being on a game show. And so even if I don't know how to play the game, I just get so excited when all the buzzers go off and the lights and you're playing and oh no, I get in the habit of like, that whole habitat of like, frenzy and I love it. But it was so fun. So you should look in your area or any of you out there if you're listening. It's called the Game Show Experience. Fun thing to do with family or friends, but it was a blast. So I did that and then we're just doing stuff with the family for the rest of the weekend. So that's great too.
That's amazing. That
I
sounds like
know.
so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Mm.
So look for it in your hometown.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to.
Okay.
I love
All
that.
right, darling.
All
Well,
right,
I will
Rima.
see you soon. It was so good talking to you. I miss you.
I miss you
And
too.
I'll I'll be another year older next time we're in the room.
Wow. Wow.
There you go.
Amazing.
Let's
Yep.
see how much I change.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
All right, my friend.
All
I'll
right.
see you next time.
Love ya.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.